Welcome back to Shit My Roommate Says.
In case you're wondering why I keep walking back at the beginning of the segments, it's because you need to send us money so we can buy a new camera.
Here's our email address. You can donate to our PayPal right there.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Okay, so part of what we talked about in our last segment was the zombie concept. But the bigger side of this is how Shit My Roommate Says came to be.
Yes, and why I know her and why she knows me.
Okay, so this all started for me at least, like 6 years ago. It was when I very first started modeling, because sometimes I do that thing where people take my picture. Kind of cool. But eventually that progressed into me meeting up with a photographer who was trying to get me to work for a website. And actually we did, and we're still really good friends. From there, that said photographer started asking me if I would be able to get into some fashion shows. Those were all the Drop Dead Gorgeous. Those were a fantastic program that was going on here in the state of Colorado for a little while.
Hopefully we'll be again soon.
We miss you, Devin.
Please move home.
We miss you. But anyways, because of that, I wound up meeting this fucker right here.
Yes, the first time I met her, she was wearing a giant hat.
That's true. I looked like Lady Gaga. And I was eating one of my friend's faces, and yeah, it was just all sorts of gnarly and awesome going on at once.
Yes, and I was wearing a full facial prosthetic and drinking a PBR can through a straw.
So that was the first time Nathan and I ever met. We started talking shortly thereafter, I'd say, but not like really regularly. It'd be like
occasional Facebook comments, things like that.
Nothing really serious though.
Yeah.
It was never like an actual conversation.
Yeah, it was like, dude, great picture, or wow, that looked like fun.
Definitely a wayside passing thing, just like, whatever. However, it was about this time last year that I came back from England and I was super sick all the time.
Yeah.
And things got into actual conversation status. Mostly just talks about allergies, medical trauma, all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I suffer from some medical things that don't need to be gotten into here, but
it happens.
Yeah,
but I had some terrible blood drawing experiences in England when I was there getting treatment for my issues. So we shared some experiences.
Yes.
And then I want to say about February, March?
It was actually April.
Well, yeah, but we were talking before that.
Oh, yeah. February, March.
Like, our conversations got more into the whole, how are you side of things. Like, dude, what's going on? What's up? Like, you actually give a shit about someone else.
And, and then come April, I became suddenly single after over a decade with the same person. Which
was definitely a eye-opener, shocking statement, at least to me, from a very bystander point.
And truthfully, for me, it was a great big kick in the junk. And this one right here helped keep me out of some really bad depression just by being an ear, which is something that anybody out there can do for someone that they know is hurting. Doesn't matter what's bothering them, just be there for them and listen.
My whole standpoint on something like that is, like, I feel like 90% of the people in this world always want to tell someone else what to do. Like, someone comes to you and they just need to talk and you're going to be like, oh, well, you should do this. No, don't do that. That's an asshole thing to do. Really, it is. Yeah. But, sometimes if someone really needs something from you, they're going to tell you what it is. And if someone just needs to talk to you, they're going to talk to you. And you can listen, you can interpret it in your own way, but you're going to listen.
The best thing you can do for them is just to be there to listen.
So within that, I'd say after about 2 months, you kind of got a turnaround going for you. And from there, all of a sudden came to the point where it was like, hey, I need a roommate. And at the time, I had been starting to look at moving out. When I came back from England, I was moving out of my brother's house. Like, I'd moved in there because I was actually planning on moving to the other country. That's the whole thing within itself.
We don't want to go there, ever.
No.
We love you, England, but we don't love that story.
No. So, when I came back, like, I was just kind of strapped, and I was living with my brother and his kids, and it was just not a good situation. I don't have kids for a reason. We'll go with that. But at that point, I needed a roommate.
I needed a roommate.
Welcome to it.
And yes, wine ensued, tequila ensued. We went out looking for places, and we stopped by a place like apartments basically next door here.
Really, almost the exact same place.
And they were okay, but you know, like there was other people there, and it was just kind of an annoying thing. And we're like, well, we'll maybe come back later. And so we went to some other apartments nearby, and that woman. I think one of the first things out of her mouth was, "How long have you guys been together?" And it was all we could do to just not burst into laughter, because I don't think that we'd hung out for more than maybe 2.5, 3 hours at a time previous to this.
Yeah, and like that was in generally big groups of people too.
Yeah,
so no.
And so we were like, about 0 seconds.
No.
She's just some random girl I met on the street I'm going to move in with.
Pretty much, actually, at that point. It's kind of more accurate than what she was assuming anyway.
Yeah, and then we came over to this place, and we met this awesome guy here. His name's John.
Yay, John at Lake Vista.
Yes, at some point we'd love to have him as a guest on our show. I don't know if his bosses will let him do that, but John showed us around the place, and well, really, I think he had us at the 130-inch screen movie theater, but the pool table and the Pac-Man machine, and the fact that the apartments are fantastic here.
Totally luxurious.
Yes, we'll take you on a tour of our lakes one of these days. We live next to a nature preserve, which is full of wonderful birds and
the amenities.
Yes, the amenities. And it doesn't hurt that the fact that the basic apartment itself is, I mean, they're nice.
Nick sat there the first time he came in here, and he told me straight out, this is like the nicest apartment he's ever seen someone actually live in.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea.
And this is, truthfully, it's not the biggest place I've ever lived in, but it's definitely the nicest. And I've lived in houses, real like houses.
Me as myself as well, you know, it's just, it all depends. I love living here though.
Yeah, with the exception of our methed out neighbor and whatever the fuck is going on upstairs. Yeah, this is fantastic. Mika has dogs that she gets to sniff butt with when she goes on walks, and
we have a great gym.
Oh my god, that's why we're starting to look all yeah.
That we have a movie theater. We've got all sorts of shit.
Swimming pool, hot tub, pool table. There's a kitchen in our clubhouse that we will probably do an episode from, where Lisa and Nathan, and hopefully if he can come back from Australia, my good friend Jer, will conduct an episode of Drunken Shuffle. Yeah.
Dry a cunt.
Yes, we'll do some drinking and some cooking, and that will be wonderful. But that's enough about our apartment.
You know, we could probably do some like serious throwdown, like what is it, chop style?
Oh yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, and we're gonna reserve that place one of these days and just have a party. Like,
oh, I'm down.
We'll bring a DJ down from Fort Collins.
Y'all are invited because all two of you that are watching this. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the movie theater has a capacity of 15. I'm pretty sure that those of you watching this, we still won't hit that. If we do, one lucky person is going to win a Shit My Roommate Says t-shirt.
Hey!
Designed to be determined.
We're getting on it. In the meantime, we can possibly maybe smuggle something out of MetLife.
Yeah.
I know I have 2 tank tops. I'm willing to give up one. It's been worn by these titties, so.
Ooh, that should actually make it worth more. And I believe somewhere, buried in one of my drawers from a previous incarnation as a DJ, I have a t-shirt worn by a porn star and autographed by her.
Ooh, very nice.
From 10th Star down in Boulder.
Okay, here's a question for you, and we might need to wait for another episode for this. So we went over on our last oops, which, I mean...
Buy us a new camera.
Or donate.
Donate.
Either way.
The shitmyroommatesays.com. These letters right across my lap here, right across her lap, stretched across our breasts. Please.
Buy us a new camera or donate.
Yes.
With that, we need to wrap up. Come see Nate, DJ.
Yeah, every Saturday night, with the exception of Zombie Crawl, which you can find out more about at oldtownzombie.com. Come see me at the Astoria if you're in Colorado at all. It's in Fort Collins.
Right on College.
Right on College. Used to be the Vault. Bathrooms are cleaner. It's an awesome place. They have food now. It's great. And yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. You've been watching the first episode.
Webisode. Number 1.
Of hopefully many, many years to come of Shit My Roommate Says.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Roll those credits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, one more thing.
What?
We could really use a theme song, so if you're a musician out there, record something and email it to us at theshitmyroommatesays.com. I don't want a video, send me a fucking MP3. If it's awesome,
We'll probably
you
use it.
might get to be our new theme song.
In the meantime, I can probably sing some Yildiz.
What the fuck say? And with that, good night.